still echoing?
Yeah, it's still there.
But it's on and off, but
Hmm.
I can't hear it anymore.
Yeah, me either.
I can always mute mine if it gets bad.
Okay, I've got YouTube going. Guess let me call the case and ask for announcements. The case is cause number P-18357-A. This is in the guardianship of Monica Marie Zamora, an incapacitated person. Announces for the record, please.
Joanne Garcia, the appointed guardian of the estate.
Aiza Garza, applicant to become the appointed guardian of the estate.
Okay. Just as a brief summary, but the notes I have, Ms. Garza, pending matters is the approval of the final account filed by Judge Garcia, an order to appoint, an order approving Judge Garcia's resignation, an order to appoint a successor guardian, and update that it's almost been a year since the last accounting, so there'd be actually a new account due to report for the activity from December 2019 to December 6, 2020. So kind of you have that coming up real quick.
Okay,
Are you
we'll
aware of
start
that? Or,
working on that.
so
Judge, I had a question on that too. And so I know that I filed the final account, and am I going to be signing off on that next accounting, or is that something that Ms. Garza will take once I turn in all of the financials, which is what I had already discussed with her, that I already put everything in order to turn over to her, but I didn't know how we were going to.
yeah, it's like usually there's a transition period from the end to the new beginning, and usually it just kind of works into the new one. You're never going to get a real clear cutoff. I think it doesn't matter, Judge, except that we want to make sure that there's bond coverage from. I think what we're going to get to answer your question, I think Ms. Garcia can file the annual account for that time period. You can go sign it, or I don't know how you want your role to be. It doesn't matter to me, except that I'm going to sign an order. One of the things that I have here is the order, a proposed order or a draft order approving the accounting. It says Joanne Garcia is ordered to apply to this court for an order discharging Joanne Garcia when the remaining property is delivered to the successor guardian and proper receipts are filled with this court, and it'll be dated today or tomorrow whenever I sign it. So that really will be the cutoff day for your bond. As long as we have the new bond in place pretty quickly, it doesn't really matter to me, because the important issue is that there be a bond to correspond with the time period. Whether you want to, Ms. Garza can do it, and you can kind of sign off on it, or whatever you want to do. We've got to cut off, and I really don't want to open another final account with all, notice requirements and all that. So I think the bond is what's important, and how the new one is done, except that Ms. Garcia's got to be done, I don't know, in the next couple of months, what your schedule's like. And as I understand, this is all I have to sign to kind of transition this. Is everybody kind of in agreement of that?
Yeah.
So Ms. Garza, I guess you want to offer evidence on your, I assume that you, Ms. Garza, you or your oh, another thing is that we don't have a guardian, a report of the guardian of the person. So when you do your, Ms. Garza, when you do your new accounting, be sure you file a new annual report. The last one we had was 2017, when we did all the first year's accounting, I think.
Yeah, okay, yes, Your Honor.
By Ms. Square, yeah. Okay, so I guess Ms. Garza, you or Mrs. Square, they don't have an order, any objection to the order approving the guardian's account for final settlement? Are you aware of any questions or objections by anyone?
I'm not, Your Honor.
Do you have any objection? Then you propose, okay. And
No
the other is an
objection.
order approving, I'm sorry, someone
I
said,
said, yes, no objection.
and then I have an order on approving the Judge Garcia's resignation, ordering her deliver possession to you after you've been appointed. You have no objection to my authorizing Judge Garcia's resignation.
No objection, Your Honor.
Or does Ms. Cuellar?
Neither does Ms. Guayat.
Okay, so the only have pending here is the appointment of a successor guardian. I guess I'll ask you to offer a testimony about that. I'll ask you to raise your hand. Will you swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, Darcy. I'll hear you.
Well, Your Honor, and I apologize, I can't pull up my application right now. But for the purposes of offering testimony, I am a licensed attorney in the state of Texas. I have been licensed for over 10 years. I'm in good standing with the State Bar of Texas, as well as the Southern District of Texas and the Western District of Texas. I do have my guardianship certificate. I've taken the prerequisite guardianship courses through the Texas Bar. I don't have a felony record. There is no conflict of interest between myself and the ward or the ward's family. And I expect to apply for a bond immediately after the court signs the order appointing me.
With regard to the bond, the previous bond that was set at $432,000. Are you ready to do this? Is there any reason why I should change that bond?
No, Your Honor, I believe that that's sufficient. I have here that Frost, the Frost checking account has about 4,500. Frost money market is 139,000. Franklin Templeton Investment has 288, with a total of $432,450.
Right on. Right, so that's what right on the amount. And you're not otherwise disqualified to serve as guardian, Ms. Garza?
I am not, Your Honor.
Okay, and you're willing to serve?
Yes, I am.
Yes, Judge?
I just wanted to make sure that the record was clear that Monica also receives annuity payments monthly.
Yes.
And so her total annuity payments that she receives per month are $4,773.80. And so I didn't know if you wanted to factor that into the bond or not. It's up to you.
Okay, well, that should be added in there. If the total assets are 432 plus 48. 432.
Well, it'd be 489,000, Your Honor, or 490,000, I guess, just to round it up.
Okay, all right. There's also a blank in this proposed order that says, I don't know what we did last time, but it says successor guardian is authorized to expend from the corpus the sum of so much per month for a period not to exceed 12 months. Judge, do you remember what that amount was?
Yes, what we pay right now is what is paid out to Lydia Cuellar every month is an amount of $3,300. From that $3,300, there's a portionate amount that's paid to her directly for her guardian of the person fee, and then the guardianship of the estate, the guardian fee is $500 a month, and so approximately $3,800 is expended every month for monthly maintenance fees, both for the fees to the guardians for their roles and then to Monica Marie Zamora's care. And that was a budget that was instituted when I was appointed, and I had planned on meeting with Ms. Garza to show her those, and so that if she wanted to have an initial meeting with Ms. Lydia and Monica to see if that budget needed to be adjusted, that they could appropriately request a new amount from the court if that budget needed to be changed at all. But initially, that's what's set by the court based on what the anticipated monthly budget for Monica was.
Ms. Garza, do you have anything to offer on that? You want me to stay with the same amount or?
Your Honor, when I spoke with Ms. Cuellar, we did speak about expenses, and there were no objections to continuing the same monthly disbursement, and no anticipated increase of monthly needs.
So
So I-
3,800, is that,
Yeah.
do I recall correctly? Okay. First, I don't know where I got the impression, either with the conversation with you, Ms. Garza, or with Judge Garcia, that over the last year, you were able to kind of informally handle this. I don't know if, Judge, were you going in to sign stuff? I don't remember the details, except that I was kind of under the impression that she was continuing to get her check and it was working smoothly. We just needed to cut this last tie for you, Judge. That's kind of what I understood, but that she was getting everything and everything was working smoothly. Is that I don't know where I got that impression, but that's kind of what.
Yes, she's already become familiar with Ms. Garza and with Ms. Garza's staff. And so I was still, managing the money and cutting the checks and doing what I needed, but Ms. Garza and her staff were able to do most of the communication with Ms. Cuellar, and understanding what the daily needs of and monthly needs were for Ms. Cuellar. And so she's already been sort of transitioning, not fully because Ms. Garza doesn't have access to the funds, but I've been sharing information with Ms. Garza,
Oh, okay.
what it looks like and where the accounts are and what the management is.
So it's taking a while to get here, but Ms. Garcia, you're going to have some work to do to change the names of all these, and maybe you may even have to set up new accounts. Probably, I don't know how much the bank will help you with that. But I saw something that in the order that I had drafted, Judge, that kind of goes to your question about the transition period.
I don't mind doing whatever I need to do to help. I mean, the accounting, I think, is going to be very straightforward. I've already got all the documents in order. It's all neat in a folder and I'm ready to sit down and turn everything over.
Okay, the language I had seen here is that in the order that Joanne Garcia is ordered to file a final account of her actions as guardian not later than 60 days from the signing of this order. To me, compliance with that would be represented by an account that covers the last 12 months from Ms. Garza. Whether you join it or not, going back to my history as a judge, once you're fully engaged in judgeship, you don't really want to mess with any of this stuff. So I want to give you as much leeway as possible on that. We have a stop point.
Yeah.
I don't mind if that. I don't think that Ms. Garza is the successor guardian, just so she covers the accounting for that time period. And we get an order approving that annual account. It kind of transitions everything away. That language is in there, I guess, and along with the language about applying for a discharge to kind of keep the bond in place in the meantime.
And I really did try not to move anything during this period. No new accounts, no nothing. I didn't move any of the funds anywhere in anticipation that we could do like an easy accounting to transition it.
Okay. Okay. Well, Judge, if you drafted orders, I have some. I'm glad to review yours, or I can just sign mine, so that I don't want you to have to be spend any more time with this than is necessary, as you prefer.
Whatever. I mean, I sent them over to you. I'm sure they're going to be very similar to what you've drafted.
You have sent them? You emailed them to me?
I did.
Oh, well, I'll look at them then before I
Sure.
decide what to do. Ms. Garza, is that everything?
Yes, sir, it is.
Judge, right before you got sick, I was wanting to talk to you about a matter that's very small, non-substantive matter, but
Sure.
I'll call you tomorrow morning or
No,
text you.
we can talk about it if you want. We can just go off the record and you and I can just Zoom if you'd like.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
Okay. Ms. Garza, nice to see you.
Nice to
Best
see
wishes with your
you.
baby. I'm sure you're both very happy. What'd you name your little boy?
Kevin Ryan Sanchez. He's named after my husband.
Okay, good. Well.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
here-
thank
glad
you
to hear
guys.
it.
It's good seeing everybody, and Happy New Year.
Okay. Roland, how do I do this? So let me stop YouTube.